A quick talk about winter preparation, a couple of discoveries, and I've also built myself a holding tank. Right, I'm not sure how many of you know this, but I had a leak on the pipe from my pump to the filters, and I did lose a considerable amount of water. What became of that was I got a massive water bill. Obviously we're on a water meter, so I got onto the water board and I have actually found out, now I don't know how many know this, you can claim an allowance for your pond for filling it up, and also you can claim an allowance for topping it up. Now this is with Anglian water, I don't know what it's like with the rest of the country. And I also mentioned that I had 1,000 litres in the garage with baby fry in, and that was added to my allowance. So if you're not claiming for your pond already, I suggest you contact the water board so you can actually get a rebate for using water on your pond. Okay guys, for those of you that's interested, what I'm building here is I'm going to winter the fish, the fry. I'm going to bring them in this winter, so I'm actually making myself a tank to put them in, and this is what I'm coming up with. I shall board it all out inside, insulate it. I have got a pond heater. I shall heat it and have them inside during the winter. I'm just going to, like I say, board it out, and then I shall get a liner, line it out, and away we go for the winter. Connect it all up to that the mini filter system I've built, and connect it to the heater, and off we go. And they should be set up, kept nice and warm for the winter. Well guys, there you go. All I've got to do now is insulate it. I want to insulate it because I'm going to heat it. I'm going to insulate it, and then the liner goes in. Okay guys, what you can see I'm doing now is I am actually insulating it. I've got it all boarded out. It will be heated, that's why all the insulation. I've got the insulation on the bottom, it's 4 inches thick on the bottom, and I'm just doing it round the sides at the moment. And this is what I'm using. I'm having to cut it in half to go around the sides, but this is the stuff I'm using. I've never heard of it before, but that's what I'm using, and it seems good stuff. Like I say, it's 4 inches thick, so it should be. This should insulate it well. I should have myself a nice little winter tank there. There you go guys, that's it, all done and finished, all insulated as you can see. All ready for the liner now. Get the liner in, get the filter in. I'm having the filter in the next door, and pipe it through the wall. I don't want it taking the room up in the garage, but that's it, all in and ready for the off. Like I say, just the liner to go in. Get the liner in, and then a light above it, and then we can think about getting it all connected up. Okay guys, this is where the filter system's going to go. I've had to raise it a foot off the ground. This is where it's going to go, and as you can see, it's going to go through the wall there. That's where it comes through the wall. There and there. You can see I've got the inflow already piped. The liner has come to go in. So I'm all in good time at the moment. And the good thing about this is it'll make a really nice quarantine tank if I need it at any time. So it's not just the fry and finished. I shall have myself a nice 2 foot by 2 foot by 7 foot quarantine tank. Plus you may think that that filter system is going to over filter this, Well, to be quite honest, it might for a start, which doesn't hurt, but then again, when you think there's nearly 200 koi babies that are going to grow, I'm going to need that sort of filtration on it. Right, well, as you can see, I've got the liner in. I'm doing a flow test at present. I've got a 20 watt 2000 litre an hour pump pumping it out to the filter in the stable next door. I'm getting a decent flow back from the filter and all's looking good. Quite pleased. Can't wait to get the fish in, but I'm not fetching them in yet. But I just wanted to do a flow test. Let's take a quick look in the stable, see how things are in there. Okay, that's where the line comes in, into the first tub, second, third, and then back through the wall. I've got 2 filter heads on each tub. I hope you can see them. I've managed to put 2 on to get a better flow. 2 in each tub. I've got no media in yet. As I say, this is just a flow test, so it's just the water at the moment. Just wanting to see how things go. And as you can see, it's all going rather well. Not too bad at all. I can pop the media in when I'm ready and off we'll go. There we have it, guys, up and running. Like I say, I've just got the liner to trim. The light's in, it's working, the filter's running, but it's got no media in it at the minute. I'm just running it, like I say, we'll leave it for a while, make sure we don't get any leaks appearing. But it's all looking good at the moment. And I shall trim the top with wood and trim the liner off. Well, that's it. That's the finished fry tank, or it can be my quarantine tank, or whatever I care to use it for now. Just under 1,000 litres, but working well. Like I say, the little junior filters next door. My new fry tank, come quarantine tank, or whatever. Spawning tank if I need one. Get the tanks lagged, and we're all ready. Great job. Quite pleased with it. That's the tank heater ready to go. It's on the side of the tank, as you can see. Set that at about 15 degrees and it will keep it at that through the winter, so they'll keep growing. There they are. They've just been fed. That's all the fry. Nice little fish now. As you can see, they're all getting their own little colours now. Starting to mature, getting quite big now. And I do have I have the minor filter on this tank, which is keeping it beautiful and clear. I do want a little clean out, which I shall get done today. But that's them as they are at the moment. As you can see, I do have it near the door, so they can get some natural daylight. I do have above the tank there, I have a 5-foot fluorescent with a daylight bulb in it, just to keep some light in there when the garage door's shut when it's cold. I don't know whether one or two of you have noticed, but I did start out with a PVC liner, which I fitted and came down the next day and there was water all over the garage floor. It did actually leak. There was a seam through the middle of it which leaked water, so I couldn't be bothered to send it back. It was only 20 quid. So I've now fitted a bootle liner, the rubber liner, which I found much better. The PVC one was a total waste of time, but it is now fitted with a bootle liner, the rubber liner, which, like I say, is a lot better. Now, there was just one other thing I wanted to mention. I don't know whether you've noticed just lately, but my waterfall is completely free of algae. Now, even after the cloverleaf treatment on the pond, I still had algae in my waterfall. It didn't seem to remove that at all. Now, what I actually use is this stuff here. And this is a blanket weed treatment. I hope you can see that. It's API blanket weed, and what I actually do is when I switch my pump off to clean my filters, I actually sprinkle some of this down the waterfall onto the algae, if there is any. Sprinkle it onto the algae while I clean my filters, which takes 15 or 20 minutes. And once I've cleaned my filters, just switch everything back on and it kills the algae in the waterfall. Now, I haven't done anything for over a month and there's still no algae come back yet, so it is quite good. You can actually also sprinkle it if you get a bit of stubborn algae in your pond. Just sprinkle it and let it drop into the algae on your pond and it will kill that as well, so it's pretty good stuff. Now, how much it was I can't really remember because I bought a lot of other stuff at the same time, so I can't tell you how much it is. I bought air stones and air lines and that sort of thing at the same time, so price wise I can't tell you, but I do know it is good stuff and it does work well. Like I say, I just leave it for 20 minutes while I clean the filters with no water running and it clears the algae. It's cleared it out and it's doing a good job. Now is the time to start thinking about what we're going to do in the winter. I've got several things that I do actually do to help the fish. I move my pond pump from the bottom of the pond and put it high up on a plant shelf. I also, as you can see I have done already, move my air stone to the shallower end out of the way. This will help keep a more stable temperature in the deep end, and also I shall be, when it comes really cold, bypassing my waterfall, just having that return straight to the pond and not going down the waterfall. A waterfall can actually act as a radiator, the same as in the house. So in the summer they're a good thing. They help warm the water of your pond once the sun gets on them. But in the winter they can help to cool the water even more. So what I shall be doing, I do have a little waterfall and the bigger one. I shall be turning the small one off completely and I shall bypass the bigger one. So the water actually returns straight back to the pond and doesn't go down the waterfall. It's all about trying to maintain a stable temperature in the pond for your fish in the deep end, so they can go down there and winter out or hibernate without a lot of temperature changes. Now, filter wise, several have asked me if I do actually shut my filters down during the winter. Well, up to now, no I haven't. It hasn't really been that hard. I do actually cover them over and I will throw an old pond liner over them just to keep the frost off, but I do keep them running. But if it came really cold for quite a long period of time, I would then shut them down and drain them down. Well guys, from me and my baby koi, thanks for watching and happy ponding.